I just got finished with a 100-day lock-in where I lost 20 pounds, dropped about 10% of body fat, and have been feeling the best I have in years, if not my entire life. So this video is about what I did, how I did it, and what you can do to start seeing those results in your life. All right, so 100 days locked in. What the heck does that even mean? I'll be honest, when I first started, it wasn't like the 75 hard challenge where I had all these lists of rules kind of broken down, everything strict that I was gonna do. I was trying to answer the question, what would happen if I gave my all, if I really tried for 100 days straight, like if I really put my effort into the thing. So I knew I had some minimums that I wanted to hit, right? And one of them, for the first time ever, was tracking my food, sticking to a meal plan. I wanted to, I was training for a strongman competition at the end. We didn't end up getting there because of an injury. We'll talk about that, but I wanted to take my training very seriously, my nutrition very seriously, and I wanted to take some comfort out of my life. In the past, I had been, pretty comfortable, right? Like I have had some success in some measurable ways, and I think I've allowed that to let myself get complacent to stop pushing. So the last thing was kind of funny. Like I took the couch out of my living room, ended up putting a rower in there, putting a yoke in there, that kind of thing. But I wanted to shape my environment to kind of remove some comfort and see what would happen if I really took away that comfort for a bit of time and really pushed myself to work hard for 100 days straight. So the first thing that I talked about, getting the nutrition right. I actually hired a nutrition coach. His name's John Heck. Very good at what he does. This is the first time I've ever seriously tracked my nutrition, my food in a meaningful way. I'm a national champion pro strongman in the middleweights, 230. So I was like, it's kind of funny because in the text to him, I was like, let's just see what happens if we really lock down the nutrition. And it's been awesome. I started at 230 pounds. At the end of the 100 days, I was 212 pounds. I used a bod pod to measure my body fat percentage each time. We started at 17, a month in we were at 13.8, then 10.8, then 9.7, and then the last measurement was 5.3. I don't claim to be 5.3% body fat. That's just what the bod pod measured me at. It has some issues, whatever. But point is, if you can see that, we had a solid trend in the body fat. So body fat was lost at the rate that we wanted it to be lost at. So while I was doing this, my diet was, the biggest thing was I started tracking my food. I started weighing out all of my food according to the meal plan that he got me. I was eating about 4 meals a day. I had 3 base meals, a pre-workout meal, and then a post-workout, usually just protein shake, that kind of thing. We adjusted the diet a few times going in. As we went along, we took out more carbs and more fats. So the diet kind of stuck to a carb cycling rhythm. You can see more of this. I talked in one of my videos about my actual diet, and you can go see some more in-depth stuff about it. I don't think you need to carb cycle. I think you just need to start tracking and actually have a plan for your meals. I would recommend figuring out what calories you want to be at, having protein equal to about 1 gram per pound of body weight, fats kept to about 20 to 22%, and the rest carbs. So I would keep it static, that keeps it easy, but start weighing your food, start tracking your stuff, because that's gonna make a massive difference. We did adjust, like I mentioned. A lot of my meals were about 6 ounces of some sort of meat. At the beginning, it was either a steak, salmon, a 93.7 ground beef, and then at the end, it was pretty much all chicken, just to reduce the fat as we went along, because fat has way more calories than protein or carbs. One meal I really enjoyed that I had pretty much the entire time is my pre-workout meal. So that was some cream of rice, which you got to get the right cream of rice. If you buy like an orange box at Walmart, not very good. But there's some solid options out there. There's a ton of new cream of rices. I like the chocolate flavor. And then I'll have my Greek yogurt mixed with some protein powder, mixed with some almond butter and honey. That's like a really nice treat for me. That kind of hits my sweet tooth, and that with the cream of rice made for a really great pre-workout snack. So that would be my advice to you nutritionally. Start tracking your food, get a food scale, super easy to use, plan out your food in advance, have a static target for your calories, and then break down your protein, fats, and carbs as I mentioned. If you want more nutritional advice, go check out my Fix Your Diet video, or go check out John Heck, What the Heck, on YouTube. He has phenomenal stuff. He's very good at nutrition. That's what I would recommend. Next, the training. Like I mentioned, I was initially training for a strongman competition, the Pro Strongman League World Championships. I did hurt my back along the way deadlifting, so I wasn't able to deadlift, but I was still able to lift in very meaningful ways. So I think the thing that a lot of people get wrong is lowering the intensity a ton when you're in a deficit or slightly under maintenance or whatever it is. Those both mean deficit. Whereas I was training very intensely. I was taking a lot of my sets near failure. I was pushing myself pretty hard on these workouts, and that's the big thing. You don't want to go soft just because you're in a deficit. Because of the way I was eating, it was healthier, it was cleaner. I was able to have a decent amount of fuel in my body, and I was able to push myself really hard in the gym, and that helped me maintain my muscle mass. I didn't lose any muscle as I cut down 20 pounds. And helped me maintain my strength. I also was training some exercises that I hadn't really pushed a lot in the past, like incline bench, never really do a lot. So it kind of helped me have some newbie gains almost in these exercises that I hadn't really been prioritizing beforehand. I also had the opportunity to go train with like Derek Lunsford, Mr. Olympia, and that kind of allowed me to see that, hey, maybe I hadn't been pushing myself as hard as I thought I had, and had another gear to kick it into in a lot of my workouts, especially my leg day. That guy was kind of crazy on those. But so that was awesome. That'd be my thing about your training is you need to be intense with it. Don't let yourself have it an easy day, easy workouts just because you're in a deficit. I stick to a 4-day, usually push legs, push pull split. My exact programming along with programming I would suggest that everybody trying to get strong and capable is linked on my page. You can go check that out. But for yours, I would recommend at least 3 to 4 to 5 days of training a week. I also introduced more and more cardio as we went along, usually doing the Stairmaster for about 30 minutes a day, at least twice a week. I liked incorporating some high intensity like Metcon stuff, not CrossFit, never CrossFit, but high intensity stuff. Swimming is phenomenal. If you're trying to lose weight, swimming is a phenomenal thing to do. So I went and did that a few times. Should have got over there more than I did, but I introduced it and I really liked doing it. And then I started going on crazy long walks, one of which was 13 miles just because I did 5. And then I was like, well, now I'm 5 miles away from my house, so I'll do 10. And then I was like, well, now I'm 10 miles away, or 10 miles. So it's like, might as well do a half marathon. So I did that, started getting at least 10,000 steps a day. Ended up getting almost around 15,000 steps a day just because I started to really, really enjoy the process of walking. So that I think as well helped with the deficit because I kept my calories and stuff the same. I didn't plan for any of these major new deficits that I was getting from the Stairmaster or the high intensity or the walking. I just started doing that to grow the deficit more and more through activity levels. So I wouldn't say, oh, I'm gonna walk 15K steps a day, I need to eat more food. That wasn't really how I went about it. I just threw that in to additionally see that extra weight burned along the way. Now, the biggest thing, the biggest takeaway I think I had from this was the mental side of it. As I went along, these daily minimums I had for myself, hitting my meal plan, posting my social media videos, hitting my training, going on these steps, like it became easier and easier to hit my daily minimums. It was like the ceiling became the floor, which allowed me to reach higher and higher. And before, where I had been kind of allowing myself to live very comfortably, like get home, lay on the couch, take a nap, get home, watch Netflix, get home, play video games. Like these things had been taking up space in my mind, whether I knew it or not, that was preventing me from having the opportunity to think and plan and figure out what else I wanted to do, and kind of taking away the opportunity for me to be productive in a lot of ways. Because even if I wasn't actively engaged in whatever it was it video games or TV or whatever, it took up some mental space from me that I didn't have that emptiness to then sit in it and think about what I wanted to do. So that was really what I think has been really awesome, and it's kind of allowed for me now to look forward to what I want to do, and I'm in probably the best place mentally that I've been in, like I said, years, if not my entire life, because through this process I've been very clear on the fact that I want to not allow myself to fall back into complacency. I want to force myself and continue to pursue progress, because when I am pursuing progress and pursuing challenge and doing things like that, that's when I'm feeling my best. So that is something I want to maintain within my life. So going forward, I do have a plan for 2027, which I'm going to document here, which will be competing in a natural bodybuilding show, running a marathon, having my first boxing match. I boxed in college, but never, not really. I did a boxing class in college, but never really had any true fights or anything. So I think that'd be really cool. Competing at Natural World's Strongest Man next year, and then finishing the year out by hiking Mount Kilimanjaro. I think that'll be a really awesome year of experiences, year of challenge, and I'm looking forward to that. But another thing I saw was along the way, by sharing my journey on social media and whatever else and YouTube, I saw other people get inspired. I saw other people's stories. We had people in the Discord doing daily check-ins about what they were doing. I was working with a buddy of mine and friend and client, Ishmael, who lost, he's down 60 pounds now, but through the 100 days, he lost 50 pounds of pretty much all fat. And seeing those transformations and changes was definitely the most rewarding piece of all of this. It's like you, through your actions, through my actions of challenging myself and not allowing myself to be complacent, it's like I created something that didn't exist before, and I helped people be motivated and inspired and go after what they're doing. It's like a ripple effect, right? If you focus on yourself and you start pushing yourself and start trying to improve yourself, you never know kind of the impact you're gonna have on the world around you, people that might see what you're doing, whatever. So all that to say, that part was really, really cool, and I want to expand on that. So I did decide to run the 100-day challenge back. We're gonna do it again, but this time we're gonna do it together. So starting July 1st, I'm gonna be doing another 100-day lock-in, but I'm inviting all of you to do it with me. The link to do it is again on my page, completely free. You sign up, you get the lock-in guide, you're gonna get the emails, we're gonna keep each other accountable, we're gonna do this thing together, because I do think it is an awesome way to challenge yourself and see what you're capable of, but also you never know what's gonna come of it when you start pushing yourself. You never know what's gonna happen around you when you start demanding the most from yourself. And I think that everyone deserves to see what they're capable of. And I think that everybody is more capable than they know. So I'd love to have you along with me for the next 100-day challenge. I invite you to sign up. It's gonna be a blast. You never know like where that 100 days is going to take you. When I started that long ago, I didn't know that this is going to be the next step. I didn't know that I was going to have these big plans for 2027. The path has been revealing itself literally as I walk along it. So all you need to know is the next step, and the next step is signing up for the 100-day challenge. Life's short, lift heavy, go to the gym.